We would now like to start regular press conference by Minister Kamikawa. The Minister, the floor is yours.
Last Friday, the 29th of September, the Bucharest 9, as presided by the ambassador of Poland in Japan, the Bucharest 9 comprised of the eastern flank of NATO, the 9 the member states Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, Hungary, Czech, Slovakia, Bulgaria, Romania, and also the United States, Ukraine, and Moldova. I have participated in this luncheon. This is the first round of diplomatic activities as a foreign minister inside Japan. There was a splendid music hall inside the embassy of Poland, which was the venue of the luncheon. Is playing an important role of public diplomacy of a country which has given the Chopin, the great composer. Unless you are actually in that venue, you'll not be able to know of this, which means I have keenly felt the importance of being active as a minister. Now, under very friendly atmosphere, with the 12 ambassadors in Japan who participated in the luncheon, we were able to have very productive exchange of views. We have been able to have discussion, and I have explained on Japan's position on broad-based issues, including the Japan-US, Japan-China, Japan-China, Korea, the diplomatic policies, as well as out of the treated water, the releasing to the ocean, and so forth. And I was able to introduce the takeaways from the United Nations, the General Assembly, the WPS, the Women, Peace, Security, and so forth. We would like to have the second and third round of outreach going forward, and to communicate and publicize in an active manner, an effective manner for Japanese diplomacy. Those of you who have questions, come to the microphone. From NHK.
NHK Igarashi, my question is about Ukraine. Japan, US, and like-minded countries from Europe as well. Those leaders are reported to hold online meeting over Ukraine. What are the facts? And may I ask your views again on the support of Ukraine? As to the report, I'm aware of that. But as to the opening of that meeting that you are asking, nothing has been decided. And as to the support to Ukraine, as a relevant support to Ukraine, Japan has announced and implemented the total support of $7.6 billion. Continuously, we would like to provide meticulous support unique to Japan, standing closely with Ukrainian people. At the end of last year, I served as a promoter and voluntary parliamentarian group representatives of Wintering Support Initiative to send generators to people in Ukraine. And I personally am fully aware of the importance, and we would like to continue our action. Next question, please.
Next question from Japan Times. My name is Nibashi from Japan Times. In the United States, you have met with the Foreign Minister Clever of the Ukraine, and you have indicated that Japan will continue to provide assistance to Ukraine. But in the bridging the budget, which has been announced this time, it was not included, and in the election recently held in the Eastern Europe, there was the new administration have been born, which is against the Ukraine. So it seems that there are less interest in many the countries over the Ukrainian situation. So what is your thoughts on the assistance to Ukraine, and how would you feel that the fatigue may spread in Japan as well? Now, the Russian aggression against Ukraine is an egregious aggression that shakes the very foundation of the international order. Euro-Atlantic and the Indo-Pacific security are indivisible. Japan, for the peace and security for the international community as a whole, we have taken on this issue as our own problem in addressing the issue, in order to stop the Russian aggression as soon as possible and to bring a just and lasting peace to Ukraine. As the country in presidency of G7, we would like to exercise leadership to strongly promote Ukrainian assistance as well as a sanction on Russia. And at the United Nations High-Level Week recently for the Japanese position, at the time of my meeting with the Foreign Minister of Ukraine, I have directly communicated this position to Foreign Minister Kleva. Now, as to the point you have mentioned, I don't think it is not appropriate to give assessment from the position of the government. But going forward, Japan will continue to stay close with Ukraine amidst such basic position.
共同通信桂田. My question is about a visit to Russia by Upper House member Mr. Suzuki. There was an announcement about the talk, but what is the situation that the MOFA has obtained? And the sanction against Russia is considered to be regrettable, but what is your take as a Japanese government? As to the report that you pointed out, as well as the report by Russia, I'm aware of this. As a basic stance, the Japanese government has provided a trouble advisory to avoid all troubles to Russia, giving level 3 to the entire Russia. So we have asked the people to refrain from traveling to Russia, regardless of any purpose. And upon that, as to the purpose, as well as a schedule of visit by Upper House member Mr. Suzuki, I'm not in the position to answer. Russian aggression in Ukraine is a reckless act which shakes the foundation of international order. Through collaboration with international community, including G7, Japan has been promoting diplomatic initiatives to take severe sanctions against Russia, and we would like to continue that.
Then Matsuyama-san from Asahi Shimbun. Next question, please. This is Matsuyama from Asahi Shimbun. About the Johnny's the office. Minister Kamikawa, in order to realize a society without any sexual crimes, as a parliamentarian, you have done a lot in trying to eradicate sexual violence. With the BBC, as recently been reported on this, and that has triggered, there has been many moves, including the study group under the United Nations, the business and the human rights the Council. Now, with the Chinese office, their response as well as how to address the question, do you think that it was appropriate in the reshuffling of the cabinet recently, the post of the special advisor on human rights that has been eliminated? Do you think that it was appropriate for Prime Minister Kishida to decide on this? Now, at this opportunity to respond as one parliamentarian and had to make comments on response of individual companies as well as their management decision, and had to make comment on the reshufflement of the cabinet. I would like to refrain for making those comments. Now, having said so, whatever the gender and whatever the situation the children or youth are being placed with, they should never, ever go through any damages or injuries to do with sexual crime and sexual violence. As I have been promoting a society without any sexual crime, we should listen to the voice of those who have courageously raised their voice. And as for the government, we have been promoting the endeavors to eliminate any sexual crime and violence against the children. And in the emergency policy package to prevent any sexual victimization of children and youth, as has been compiled by the relevant agencies, that we need to realize a society where all the children and youth will feel safe And as the member of the Kishida cabinet, we need to steadfastly implement those measures. As for the foreign ministry, we have an ambassador in charge of human rights, and we also have State Minister Tsuji, as well as Parliamentary Vice Minister Fukazawa, to be responsible for these issues. And under my leadership, we as a group will steadfastly address these human rights issues.
Thank you, Ms.
Azari-san.
My question is strategic a little bit. What is or are the main pillars of Japan's foreign diplomacy for the second cabinet of Prime Minister Kishida, especially toward the Middle East, where the hub of Japan's energy resources there? You import most of your energy from there, and there are a lot of hot spots of instability in the Middle East, especially the Israeli occupation of Palestinian land, which in some Arabs' opinion, it also shakes the international foundation of the foundation of the international society. So do you have any breaking through initiative toward the Middle East area? Thank you.
So this question is about the policy in the Middle East. The Middle East region has a big potential. It's a treasure trove of energy resources as well as the important place of sea lane. Japan depends 90% of crude oil import on Middle East. And the peace and security of Middle East is extremely important for Japan's energy security. Now in the Middle East, in Syria and Yemen, there are severe human rights conditions, and there is also tension between Israel and Palestine, and also nuclear issue of Iran. So there are ongoing concerns there. In Cairo, Egypt, last month, there was a third Japan-Arab political dialogue. In that, as a policy for cooperation with the Middle Eastern regions, first of all, we said we will enhance economic relations in long term and in a diverse manner. And second, peace consolidation. Third, to maintain and enhance free and open international order based on rule of law. These three pillars have been set up. I would like to succeed these three pillars, and in wide area, I would like to promote cooperation between Japan and this region. The other day, there was a visit by UAE, Japan Special Envoy Sudan Tavel, and including the decarbonization in many areas, we talked about the collaboration. So moving forward, including new areas, we want to engage in policy collaboration. Tomorrow, I plan to attend a luncheon with ambassador to Japan from Arab nations, and I would like to promote dialogue. And as for Middle East peace issue between Israel and Palestine, we are under the attention. So we would like to pay attention to this. It is important that both parties refrain from taking unilateral action. Japan, so that the Palestinian states will coexist peacefully and safely, we support two-state solution. So through unique initiative of Peace and Prosperity Corridor Initiative, we would like to work on confidence building among stakeholders.
Then Kazuhara-san from Kyodo News. I would like to ask a question, Nagorno-Karabakh. After the military action taken by Azerbaijan, there had been more than 100,000 refugees from Nagorno-Karabakh. UNHCR is calling on the international community for assistance. How about the Japanese government? Now, as to the question asked right now, on the 19th of September, a military activity was conducted by Azerbaijan, and as a consequence, as of the 1st of October, there are displaced persons, more than 100,000. And according to High Commissioner Grandi of the UNHCR, that the UNHCR is calling for assistance of the international community. Of course, we are aware of this. As for the government of Japan, we are endeavoring to collect the necessary information on the ground. And based upon the needs on the ground, we are now studying on what may be the necessary assistance. The last question, Igarashi-san, please.
NHK Igarashi, about the visit to Russia by Mr. Suzuki, parliamentarian. It is the first time that the Diet Man has visited Japan. Has the MOFA understood this? As G7, Japan is in a position to take sanctions against Russia, but do you accept, condone Mr. Suzuki's action? As to this question, as the government, on his visit to Russia, we have not been informed in advance or after that. So we would like to conclude today's press conference. Thank you very much.